At the party, Austin's first love suddenly asked him, "If Olivia didn't exist, would you marry me?" Without hesitation, he said firmly, "I would." I stood up, slipped the engagement ring off my finger, and slid it onto her hand. "It fits perfectly," I said with a small smile, then turned and walked away without looking back. When I got home, I called my brother. "Kyle, I've decided to come back home and agree to the arranged marriage." On the other end of the line, I could almost hear the relief in his voice. "So, you finally broke up with that boyfriend of yours. I told you, Olivia, a guy who's been with you for years and still won't meet your family. There's no future there." I lowered my eyes and whispered, "Yeah, I was wrong before. I'll wrap things up here soon. Please handle the wedding prep for me. I'll be home in about 2 weeks." "Don't worry about the wedding," he said gently. "Just come back on time. Mom and Dad picked the man carefully. Great family, great character, looks too. Oh, and remember to tell Austin. He used to let you stay at his place during college, right? He should at least know you're getting married." I fell silent. It took me a while before I could quietly answer, "I can't go." The moment I said that, the door opened. I quickly hung up and turned around. Austin had just come back. He raised an eyebrow, that lazy, cocky grin tugging at his lips. "Go, can't go where?" "My wedding." That was the answer in my heart, but aloud I just said calmly, "Nothing." He didn't seem to care much, casually undoing the buttons on his shirt. "Were you just talking to your brother?" I got up, planning to head back to my room, but he grabbed my wrist and pulled me into his arms. "So," he asked softly, "did you tell him what we are?" I smiled, but the smile never reached my eyes. "Didn't you say you didn't want him to know?" Austin chuckled. "Not that I don't want to, just that I can't. If Kyle finds out that his best friend is sleeping with his precious baby sister, he'd probably fly over here tonight and beat me half to death." My eyelashes trembled. I asked quietly, "So, in your heart, am I your girlfriend?" He raised an eyebrow. "If you're not my girlfriend, why have I been living with you for 6 years? Why did I come home and hold you right away? Still wanna ask this question. What about when I—" His warm lips brushed against my neck. My body went rigid. I turned my face away in a hurry. "I'm not feeling well tonight." He thought I was just being shy and laughed. "Little girlfriend, you're still this shy after all these years." He ruffled my hair affectionately and headed toward the shower. As his footsteps faded, I repeated his words under my breath, almost like a bitter echo. "Girlfriend." More like a stand-in. I met Austin 8 years ago. He was Kyle's college roommate and used to come to our house all the time to play games. I was still a teenager back then, young, naive, and hopelessly smitten. From the very first time I saw him, his lazy, confident smile, his sharp jawline, I was done for. After graduation, Austin moved back to the city. Missing him terribly, I ignored my family's objections and applied to a university there. Kyle didn't trust me living alone, so he asked Austin to take care of me and even let me stay in his apartment. In the beginning, we barely interacted. I was busy with school. He was busy with racing and his never-ending stream of girlfriends. New one every 3 days, it seemed. Then one night during my freshman year, he came home completely drunk. I panicked, taking care of him as best as I could. When he finally collapsed onto the couch, I leaned closer, wanting to smooth the frown on his forehead. The moment my fingers brushed his skin, his eyes snapped open. That deep, husky voice made my heart stop. "You like me?" I froze. "And no." He smirked lazily. "No, then why do you blush every time you see me, sweetheart?" My secret was out before I even realized it. And before I could come up with an excuse, he tilted my chin up and kissed me. That night changed everything. After that, Austin seemed to settle down. He stopped seeing other girls and started dating me seriously, or so I thought. I turned down every request from my family to come home, choosing instead to stay by his side in the city. Every time Kyle asked, "What's keeping you there, Liv? Who's so important you won't come home even once?" I wanted to tell him the truth, that I was with Austin, but Austin always stopped me. I never understood why, not until a few days ago. That night, I went to pick him up after his drinking party. One of his friends accidentally spilled the truth. I wasn't the only one. Every girlfriend he'd ever had, including me, was just a stand-in, a replacement for her. Her name was Stella, his first love. Years ago, when he loved her the most, she broke up with him and went abroad. Since then, he had turned reckless, drowning himself in women and racing. Every girl he dated carried some trace of Stella. Her eyes, her smile, her tone of voice. Even his dream of becoming a race car driver came from her. When they were young, she once said, "Race car drivers look so cool. My future husband has to be one." He made it happen. 6 years of my youth. 6 years of love, devotion, and foolishness, all for a dream that was never mine. That night, I made my decision. I would go home and marry the man my family chose for me. I was done with Austin, and I would never love him again. The next morning, around 7, I opened my eyes and saw Austin standing in front of the mirror, buttoning up his shirt. It was strange. He'd always lived like a night owl, sleeping till noon, staying up till dawn. Seeing him awake this early was almost unsettling. When he noticed I was up, he turned and gave me that familiar grin. "Hey, does this outfit make me look good today?" I had no idea why he suddenly cared about his looks, but I nodded anyway. "Yes, you look good." He flashed a confident smile. "I've got a get-together today. Be good, stay home, I'll bring you some dessert later." And then he left. I got up to grab a drink of water, and that's when I saw his phone lying on the table. Right as I picked it up, a new message popped up from someone saved as Stella. "It's been 8 years, Austin. I can't wait to see you tonight. What about you?" My fingers went cold. So that was it. His first love was back in town. No wonder he was up early, freshly shaved, dressed to kill, his whole face glowing like springtime. A few minutes later, the front door opened again. Austin came rushing back in to grab his phone. His eyes flicked over the screen before turning to me. "You didn't read my messages, did you?" I met his gaze calmly. "No, why? Is there a reason I should?" He exhaled, relieved. "No, nothing." For the first time, I couldn't read him. If Stella still meant everything to him, if every girl, including me, was just her shadow, then why did he care whether I'd seen that message? I didn't bother thinking about it any further. After breakfast, I sat down at my desk and opened my drawing software. I'm a webtoon artist. Once I go back home to get married, I'll probably be too busy to work for a while, so I wanted to finish everything while I still could. By the time I sent my editor the last batch of pages, it was already afternoon. Then I started cleaning. Matching cups, couple keychains, scarves, jackets, all the things I'd bought for us over the years, one by one, I threw them all into a big box and dumped it into the trash. I was turning back toward the house when I suddenly bumped into a solid chest. Austin's. He caught me by the shoulders, his palm brushing away a damp strand of hair from my forehead. "What were you throwing out? You're all sweaty." "Just some useless junk," I said flatly. He didn't think twice, just pulled me upstairs with him. I looked at his smiling face and couldn't help the bitter laugh in my heart. If he cared even a little, he would have noticed something was off. But he didn't, because he didn't care. Still, there was something different about him today. That smile, it wasn't his usual fake, lazy grin. His eyes actually sparkled with genuine happiness. So yes, he was happy he was going to see her again. When we got inside, Austin glanced around and frowned. "Did someone break in? Why does the place look so empty?" Before I could answer, his phone chimed again. He looked at it, said, "I'm gonna crash for a bit, don't wait up for me," and disappeared into his office. I went back to the bedroom alone. It was past midnight when my phone started buzzing nonstop. Birthday messages, one after another. From my parents, from Kyle, from old friends, schoolmates. Everyone remembered. Except my boyfriend. He was too busy. I turned off the movie playing on my laptop and opened the online chat window that had been flashing for a while. It was Austin's chat with Stella. He didn't know his account was synced to my laptop. I could see everything. They were reminiscing about the past, laughing about old memories, talking about the future. I stared at the screen for a long time, then closed the laptop. The next morning, the doorbell woke me. When I walked into the living room, Austin was standing there holding a cake and a bouquet. "Liv, did you order this?" he asked, looking a little awkward. I suddenly wanted some cake. "It's my birthday," I said quietly. "Maybe a friend sent it." He turned to the wall calendar, realization dawning on his face. He had forgotten. He put the cake down and pulled me into his arms, his voice full of guilt. "Happy birthday, babe. Let me make it up to you. How about we go out today? You can eat anything you want." I shook my head. "No need, let's just stay home." But Austin insisted, even picking out an outfit for me himself. I didn't have the strength to argue, so I went along. He took me to our favorite restaurant for brunch, then a new movie, and then to the mall. At one point, I went to the restroom, and when I came back, I overheard him on the phone asking his assistant to order a diamond necklace, the same one I had mentioned in a magazine weeks ago. Watching him from afar, I felt conflicted. He could remember the jewelry I'd liked, but not the day I was born. It made no sense, unless it wasn't really about me anymore. Maybe I'd been the center of his world once, but now that Stella was back, I was just fading out of the picture. All day I felt drained, my smiles mechanical. Austin noticed and ruffled my hair. "What's wrong, birthday girl? Not happy with my plans today?" I forced a small smile and shook my head. "Just tired." "Then let's make one last stop," he said, waving down a cab. "You've always wanted to meet my friends, right? They're all free tonight. Come on, I'll introduce you." He had never once let me meet them before. Every time I asked, he had a dozen excuses. And now, suddenly, he wanted me there. Maybe guilt does funny things to people. We took the cab to a mountain villa. When the doors opened, confetti and streamers exploded in the air. "Happy birthday," everyone shouted. Austin quickly pulled me close, shielding me from the chaos, brushing confetti out of my hair. "Hey, careful," he scolded his friends playfully. "Don't scare my girl, she's..." He stopped mid-sentence, because standing among the crowd was Stella. She smiled brightly, walking toward us with grace. "Austin, it's been so long. I heard you were throwing a birthday party for your girlfriend, so I thought I'd drop by. Hope you don't mind." The room went quiet. Austin's eyes swept over the crowd, sharp and cold. No one dared look him in the eye. To save the moment, I stepped forward, extending my hand with a polite smile. "Welcome. Nice to meet you, I'm Olivia." Stella's lips curved as she took my hand, her gaze sweeping over my face. "Hi, I'm Stella, Austin's old friend. You know, Olivia, has anyone ever told you we kind of look alike?" Austin's grip on my arm tightened. I smiled faintly. "Really? Guess that means we're destined to meet." The awkward tension melted into noisy chatter again. People started drinking, laughing, playing games. I sat quietly on the couch. I didn't know anyone here, and I wasn't in the mood to pretend. Austin sat beside me, but his eyes kept drifting toward Stella. At first, he tried to resist it, but when she lifted a glass of wine, he was on his feet in an instant, snatching it away from her. "You're allergic to alcohol," he said sharply. "Are you insane?" The room went silent. Stella twirled the dice in her hand, smirking. "You still remember that, huh?" Before Austin could reply, one of his drunk buddies blurted out, "Of course he does. Back when you two were dating, man, he only had eyes for you." Austin's face darkened instantly. He shot the guy a glare. "Drink some water. You're talking nonsense." Everyone quickly changed the topic, pretending nothing happened. Austin brought me some juice afterward, his expression uneasy. I took it calmly, sipped, and said nothing. That silence seemed to make him even more nervous. Before he could speak again, someone shouted, "Stella lost. Come on, pick a card, truth or dare." The girl flipped the card and laughed. "Truth. The question is, if you had the chance, would you get back with your ex?" The whole room went still. Stella looked straight at Austin, smiling. "Never." The tension was suffocating. No one dared breathe too loudly. Stella, unfazed, started another round of games. Eventually, she lost again. And when Austin saw her about to take another dare, he couldn't take it anymore. He grabbed her hand and dragged her out of the room. Through the glass window, I could see them arguing outside, voices rising and falling in the dark. In all the years I'd known Austin, I'd never seen him lose control like that. When he finally stormed off and Stella walked back alone, everyone knew the night was over. I went to the bathroom before leaving, just as I was washing my hands. I overheard two women outside. "Stella, you still like Austin, right? Why'd you say that earlier? You made him so mad." Stella laughed softly. "If we don't fight, how else can I make him remember the past? I want him to feel the pain of losing me, so he'll never stop thinking about me." One of them snorted. "Well, it's working. Every girl he's dated looks just like you. Even that Olivia girl, his current one, she's such a pushover. It's her birthday and he still spent the whole night staring at you. Pathetic." "You don't understand," Stella said, lowering her voice. "Austin's family's rich. They'd never accept me. I just need to make sure his heart never leaves me. Once he cools down, he'll come back to me again." I opened the door and stepped out. We locked eyes. Stella froze for half a second, then put on a fake smile. Olivia, didn't realize you were there. You didn't hear us, did you? I heard everything, I said calmly. Her face stiffened. One of her friends scoffed. So what if you did? I turned on the faucet, washing my hands slowly. People who play with others' hearts never get real love in return. The words hit her like a slap. She glared at me, speechless. Then she sneered. You're just a replacement, Olivia. He never loved you. Yeah, her friend added mockingly. You're nothing but his stand-in. Even tonight, you're invisible, his birthday girl that no one cares about. I didn't answer. Their laughter echoed as they left. Maybe this was karma. Austin played with my heart, and Stella played with his. I walked to the entrance of the villa, trying to call a cab, but there were none in sight. Car after car passed me by, every one of them filled with Austin's friends, none bothering to stop. Then the last car slowed down. Through the open window, Stella leaned out, giving me a smug little smile before they drove away. That was when I understood. She wanted me to see her win. I laughed softly to myself, turned away, and started walking down the mountain road. The summer wind tugged at my skirt, and the sound of cicadas filled the night. The world felt strangely empty, like even the air had grown tired of watching me. I let my mind wander. If Austin ever learned that the past 8 years he spent torturing himself for Stella were all part of her game, just her way of keeping control, would he finally feel what it's like to be used? By the time I got home, it was 8 p.m. My feet were blistered and bleeding. After cleaning and wrapping the wounds, I was so exhausted I fell asleep right away. When I woke up, the apartment was still empty. I didn't care where he'd gone. I just changed the bandages and sat on the edge of the bed when my phone rang. It was Kyle. He sounded cheerful. Your fiancé went all out for your birthday, sent me money to buy you gifts, and even shipped a bunch of jewelry to the house. I told you, this guy's a real catch. I put him on speaker while checking my phone. A new transfer notification in my bank account. $5 million. Before I could respond, the door opened. Austin walked in. Fiancé, he said sharply. What fiancé? Kyle heard him through the phone and gasped. Olivia, was that Austin? Why the hell is he at your place, at this hour? My heart skipped a beat. I quickly made up an excuse and hung up. Austin raised an eyebrow, pretending to be angry. Why hang up? Afraid I'll talk to your brother. What am I that embarrassing to introduce? I thought you didn't want him to know about us, I said evenly. The smile on his lips faltered. He realized I was serious. He walked closer, his tone softening. Hey, don't be mad, look. From behind his back, he pulled out a small jewelry box and placed it in my hand. Inside was a delicate silver necklace. Sorry for forgetting your birthday, he said. I went to pick this up last night. Can you forgive me this time? I stared at him silently, didn't take the necklace, didn't say a word. When I didn't react, he sighed, dangling the chain between his fingers. You've been spaced out lately. What's wrong? Something bothering you? I turned to look out the window. Yeah, something been bothering me. He leaned against the desk. Wanna talk about it? I have this friend, I began quietly. She's been with her boyfriend for a long time, but she just found out he's been lying to her. She asked me if she should forgive him. Austin laughed. That's easy. If he's been lying, he doesn't deserve forgiveness. She should dump him. I looked back at him and repeated softly. If he's been lying, he doesn't deserve forgiveness. He smiled, rubbing my head affectionately. Exactly. My girl better not ever let herself get played. I smiled faintly. Then let's both remember that. He frowned. What do you mean by? His phone rang, cutting him off. Hey, Austin. A woman's voice came through the speaker, soft and familiar. Can we talk? I didn't need to ask who it was. It was Stella. Austin's face froze for a second before he quickly replied, yeah, and ended the call. He mumbled something about work and left. The moment the door closed, I looked at the necklace still sitting on the table, then quietly walked into my room. 2 hours later, after finishing some comic work, I decided to take a break and scroll social media. The first post on my feed nearly made me laugh. It was from Stella. 8 years later, and you're still the same boy who melts the second I smile. Feels good. Photo attached. A bowl of crawfish and a man's hand peeling one. I chuckled, shut my phone, and turned off the lights. In the next few days, Austin didn't come home. Occasionally, he'd text a lazy, busy today. But I didn't need to guess where he was. Stella's social posts told me everything. A trip to the beach to watch the sunrise. Fireworks at an amusement park, camping under the stars. All of it broadcast for me to see. Maybe she thought it would hurt me, but it didn't. I'd already started packing. 6 years of memories, and the apartment was filled with them. It took days to sort everything. One afternoon, as I finished the last box, my editor called. "Liv, your comic blew up. Everyone asking for a sequel." I smiled. "Thank you, but no, that story's finished." It was, after all, our story, mine and Austin's, and I'd already written the ending. Later that night, I opened my old social media account. My follower count had exploded. I scrolled through the comments with a quiet smile. Just then, Austin came home. He saw the screen and grinned. "Wow, looks like I should throw you a celebration party." Before I could stop him, he was already typing furiously on his phone, sending out invitations to half the city. I sighed. "Have you even read the comic?" He shrugged. "Nope, I don't get girly love stories, just tell me what it's about." I laughed under my breath. "You didn't read it, yet you're so eager to throw a party. Don't tell me this is just an excuse to see Stella again." He didn't answer. He didn't have to. The party was set for the weekend, at a bar. And of course, Stella showed up, not alone. She brought a man with her. The two of them sat close, whispering, laughing, their hands brushing casually. I saw the way Austin's jaw tightened, his glass nearly breaking in his grip. I looked away, grabbed my bag, and went to the bathroom. When I came out, a closed for maintenance sign was hanging on the door. Weird. I turned the corner. A man stepped out of the shadows. Stella's companion. He leaned against the wall, smirking. "Well, look who we have here." His breath reeked of alcohol. I tried to step past him, but he blocked me and grabbed my wrist. "Don't be shy, sweetheart. Stella said you've been lonely, right? Bet you could use some company." Before I could react, he shoved me against the counter, his hand tightening on my arm. Panic flooded through me. I struggled, kicked, but he was stronger. My hand landed on the edge of a flower pot, and without thinking, I smashed it against his head. A dull thud. He crumpled to the floor. I didn't even look back. I ran. The moment I stepped out, Stella was standing there waiting. The rage hit me like a flame. I slapped her, hard. "Stella, you planned this, didn't you?" She didn't even flinch. In fact, she smiled. "What if I did? I was doing you a favor. You've been alone for so long, didn't want you to stay frustrated. That man's generous." My hands shook with fury. "You're disgusting." I raised my hand again, but someone grabbed my wrist. Austin. His face was cold as ice. Before I could say a word, Stella's expression changed instantly. She clutched her ankle and whimpered, "Austin, your girlfriend hit me. I didn't do anything, she hates me." Austin looked at me, his tone harsh. "Olivia, why are you attacking people out of nowhere? Did Kyle teach you this?" Tears burned my eyes. "She hired a man to attack me. There's security footage, check it yourself." He didn't believe me, didn't even want to check. "Matter what happened, you don't hit people. She's only met you once. What could she have done to you? You need to apologize." "I won't," I said firmly, "because I didn't do anything wrong." Neither of us backed down. Stella pretended to sob, leaning into him. "Austin, just forget it, okay? I don't want to cause more trouble." Then, with a perfectly timed wince, she twisted her foot. Austin's expression changed instantly. He scooped her up and rushed downstairs. I stood there shaking, watching them disappear together. My chest felt tight, but no tears came. Only an empty, bitter ache. I took my bag and left the bar. The moment I stepped outside, a car came speeding around the corner. There was no time to move. The impact threw me into the flower bed. The world spun, then went black. When they rushed me to the hospital, I was half conscious, just flashes of white lights and muffled voices. The nurse, seeing how badly I was bleeding, unlocked my phone using my fingerprint and called the contact pinned at the top. After a few rings, Austin's voice came through, still cold and sharp. "Stella's hurt, and I didn't even get mad at you. That doesn't mean you're right. You'd better come apologize to her." The nurse froze for a second, then said quickly, "Sir, the patient was hit by a car. She's in critical condition." But Austin didn't believe her. He actually said, "Even if that's true, she can apologize after the surgery," before hanging up. The nurse looked down at me, stunned. "Miss, can you contact someone else? Family, maybe." I didn't want to worry my parents, and in that moment, I couldn't think of anyone else. So I signed the surgery consent form myself, hand trembling, blood still dripping from my fingers. The operation lasted hours. When I finally woke up, my body felt heavy, the air thick with disinfectant. The nurse said I had to stay for a few more days for observation. No one came to visit. I did everything myself, dragging my IV stand around like a ghost. From the next floor, I overheard nurses chatting. "Did you hear? There's a rich young guy on the top VIP floor. His girlfriend got hurt, so he booked out the whole floor and has been staying by her side every day. So romantic. What was his name again? Austin." I just lay there silently, smiling faintly to myself. Then the girl must be Stella. I picked up my phone, deleted every photo, every post about Austin, every memory that still had his name in it. Then I deleted his number. A few days later, I was discharged. I went to the counter to sign the forms, and as the elevator doors opened, I froze. Austin was there, carrying medical equipment for her. For a brief second, his eyes brushed over me, but he didn't say anything, and I didn't either. By the time he turned around again, I was gone. Maybe he thought he'd imagined me. After all, the Olivia he knew hated pain. How could she survive a car crash and say nothing? When I got home, I called a cleaning service. They threw out everything that reminded me of him. Then I went into the study, opened my old journal, and tore every page out. 8 years of secrets, of teenage love, of waiting, of foolish dreams. The first time I saw him, it was at 15. The courage it took to move cities for him, it was at 17. The joy when we finally got together, it was at 18. Every memory that had chained me to him, I ripped them all away. When I was done, I wrote one last letter and left it on the coffee table where he'd see it the moment he came home. Then I dragged my suitcase to the door. The cab driver saw my bandaged hand and helped me load my luggage. I turned around one last time, wanting to take a final look at the place I'd lived in for 6 years, and there he was. Austin had just stepped out of a car. For a moment, neither of us spoke. "Heading out?" he asked casually, like nothing had happened. I met his eyes. My voice was calm. "Anything you need." He hesitated, then said, "I came to pick something up. Thought maybe we could talk." Before I could answer, his phone rang. He frowned, picked it up, then sighed. "Guess you're still upset. We'll talk next time, okay? Be safe." He got back into his car and drove away. I laughed softly to myself. Then I turned to the driver. "Airport, please." Hours later, the plane landed safely. The moment I saw my family waiting outside, all the strength I'd been holding onto finally cracked. Kyle was the first to reach me. His eyes widened when he saw the bandages. "What happened? You're hurt. Why didn't you tell us?" Mom and Dad rushed over too, their faces full of worry. "Does it hurt, sweetie? Why didn't you call us? You should have let us come get you." It had been so long since anyone had looked at me with that kind of care. The tears came before I could stop them. Seeing me cry threw them into a panic. Dad patting my shoulder, Mom pulling me into a hug, Kyle awkwardly trying to wipe my face with a tissue. I laughed through the tears. "I'm fine, really, just missed you all." Only then did they finally relax. Kyle flicked my forehead, half teasing, half scolding. "See what happens when you run off for years. Bet you finally realize home isn't so bad now." Mom immediately smacked his arm. "You were worried sick yesterday, checking the weather every hour. Now you're pretending to be tough." Watching him get scolded made me laugh again. The fog in my chest started to clear for the first time in years. Later, when I tried to rest, Kyle grabbed my hand. "Mom and Dad said you need a full checkup. Come on, let's go see a doctor." I sighed. "Do I really have to?" He grinned. "This isn't just any doctor, you'll see." Knowing him, it probably meant another one of his brilliant friends from med school. Sure enough, he started bragging before we even arrived. "Best young doctor in the country. The youngest professor. Absolute genius. You're lucky to meet him." I rolled my eyes but played along. "Wow, impressive. So tell me, if he's so mature and successful, how come you're still getting your ears pulled by Mom?" He parked the car and shot me a glare, but before he could argue, someone stepped out of the building. Kyle's whole face lit up. "Speak of the devil. Come on, let's meet him." I frowned. Why do I feel like I'm walking into a trap? Before I could open the door myself, someone did it from outside. I looked up. The man standing there had deep, calm eyes and a quiet confidence about him. When our gazes met, I felt something shift inside me. "Miss," he said politely, "I'm Ethan, Kyle's friend, nice to meet you." For a moment, I just stared, then awkwardly reached out my hand, forgetting it was the injured one. He noticed instantly, gently supporting my arm instead. "Careful, you're still healing." My face burned. Thank you." Behind us, Kyle was grinning ear to ear. "All right, mission complete. I'll leave you two to it. I've got golf to play." Before I could protest, he was gone. I sighed, turning to Ethan, who looked perfectly composed. He gestured toward the house. "Please come in." Inside, he brought down a large medical kit and carefully unwrapped my bandage. The long scar on my arm made his brows tighten. "That's deep. How did it happen?" "Car accident," I admitted quietly. "Got scraped against the curb." He rewrapped it with steady, practiced hands, then stood up. "You should get a full scan just to be safe. You draw for a living, right? You'll need your hand." I blinked. "How do you know that?" He smiled faintly. "Kyle talks a lot." I hesitated, then nodded. "All right." At the hospital, he stayed with me through every test, every form, every result. When it was over, he turned to me with a reassuring smile. "Everything looks fine. You'll be okay." Relief washed over me. "Thank you, Dr. Ethan." "Just Ethan," he corrected gently. Before I could reply, my phone buzzed. A message from Kyle popped up. "So, like your fiancé?" "Fiancé?" I turned to Ethan in shock. "You're my fiancé." He blinked, calm as ever. "Does that hurt? Did I wrap it too tight?" Realizing my misunderstanding, I shook my head quickly, cheeks red. But as I looked at him, his long lashes, the way he carried himself, the quiet steadiness in his eyes, I couldn't help but stare. He noticed and asked softly, "What is it?" After a long pause, I smiled. "Those pieces of jewelry that arrived at my house, you picked them, didn't you?" He nodded. "You don't like them?" "I do," I said quickly, smiling wider. "I like them very much." On the other side of the city, Stella had been in the hospital for a week. When Austin dropped her off at her apartment after she was discharged, she tried to get him to stay for dinner. He refused again. The moment his car disappeared, her sad expression vanished. She picked up her phone, dialing a number with a smile. "Hey girls, guess what? I'm out of the hospital. Can you believe she's still alive after that crash? Unbelievable." Behind the door, Austin's hand froze on the handle. He hadn't left yet. He stood there, listening as Stella's laughter echoed through the thin walls. "Don't worry," Stella continued. "Austin's gone, probably off to find her, but it doesn't matter. I'll send him a text later, he'll come right back." Another girl on the line snickered. "That guy you brought to the bar, his head got split open. She really hit him hard." "Next time, we'll bring a few more guys," Stella replied lightly. "Let's see how long that slut can keep pretending to be pure." Everyone laughed. Then another voice said, "Austin totally believes you, by the way. Olivia even told him to check the security footage and he didn't. You should have seen his face, it was priceless." Stella's giggle was soft and satisfied. "Perfect, that's how I like it." The phone call ended, and Austin slowly lowered his hand. His knuckles were white. Security footage. He remembered that night at the bar, the argument, the slap, the chaos. He walked out before it was over. What if something did happen? Without hesitation, he ran to his car and drove straight to the bar. He told the manager he'd lost something valuable there and needed to check the cameras, and paid him $1,000. They rewound the footage from a week ago. On screen, he saw Stella's friends clearing everyone out of the restroom area. Then Stella's companion, that man, entered right after Olivia. A few minutes later, Olivia stumbled out, her face pale, terrified, then slapped Stella across the face. The audio picked up everything. Her voice shaking, her words sharp. And Stella's voice, taunting, cruel. Austin's heart sank lower with each second of playback. Then the next clip rolled, the parking lot outside. Two of Stella's friends were laughing in a car. Then, suddenly, the headlights flared. They hit the gas. The frame froze as Olivia's body flew out of view. Austin's blood turned to ice. He remembered the nurse's call that night. Her voice saying, "critical condition." And how he, so certain, so self-righteous, had told her to make Olivia apologize first. He gripped the table so tightly that the edges dug into his palms. He pulled out his phone, tried to text her. Message failed to send. He tried calling. The number you've dialed has been blocked. Austin's chest constricted. He ran for the exit, jumped into his car, and sped home. When he burst through the door, the apartment was unrecognizable. Empty. Silent. Cold. Everything that had once been hers was gone. Even the faint scent of her perfume had vanished. He checked every room, nothing. And then on the nightstand, he saw it, a single envelope. He tore it open. Austin, let's break up. Just one line. His hand shook. He read it again and again, as if starring long enough could change the words. But it never did. Meanwhile, at Kyle's house, I was sitting on the couch peeling mandarins for Dad. Kyle's phone rang beside me. Answer that, Liv, he said with his hands sticky. Put it on speaker. The name on the screen made me pause. Austin. I took a quiet breath, pressed answer, and handed it to Kyle. Whatever Austin said made Kyle's brow furrow in confusion. I didn't say a word, just grabbed a tissue and wiped his hands clean before pushing the phone into his palm. He opened his mouth to ask, but right then the housekeeper walked in with the new gardener, distracting him. He stepped outside to talk, laughing as he said, Austin, why are you calling my sister now? She's busy. Don't tell me you're trying to get on her good side again. Austin's tone on the other end was low, almost desperate. Is she okay? Her injury, how bad was it? Kyle's face softened a little. So you do know she was hurt. Would have been nice if you'd told me sooner. I could have gone to the city to pick her up. But Austin wasn't listening. He pressed again. Is she really busy? I need to talk to her. Kyle glanced through the window and saw Ethan handing me peeled mandarins, both of us laughing at something small. He grinned. Busy, yeah, very busy. The words hit Austin like a punch. Fine, he muttered. Just tell her to call me back. Sure thing, Kyle said, smirking. Oh, by the way, next week we're celebrating a big family event. You should come. Everyone's invited. Austin perked up. When? Friday, Kyle replied. Don't be late. He hung up before Austin could ask more. As he stared at his silent phone, Austin's mind started racing. A big family event. Everyone's invited. Could it be a wedding? Of course, Kyle must be getting married. That's why Olivia went home so suddenly. He even smiled for the first time in days. If he went to the wedding, he could see her again, maybe make things right. That night, he told his assistant to prepare a lavish gift, something worthy of a future brother-in-law. He even booked a flight to Olivia's hometown. After he finished making all the arrangements, Austin looked around the now empty apartment and didn't feel as panicked as before. He was about to sit down and catch his breath when his phone lit up. A message from Stella. Come over. The color that had just returned to his face drained again. Thinking about everything she'd done lately, a chill spread through his chest. Was there another side to Stella he'd never seen? If she could be someone else when he wasn't looking, then all that gentleness, kindness, and love she showed him, how much of it was real? He sat alone in the bedroom for a long, long time before finally making up his mind. He called Lily. Get Stella's girlfriends out for drinks, he said. Loosen them up, I need the truth. By then, I had already walked into the bridal boutique. Rows of gowns floated like clouds, soft and weightless. For the first time, marriage felt real. I used to dream about a romantic wedding, and now, just months later, I was actually stepping into it. The groom, though, was not the man I once believed I'd marry. I wasn't daydreaming about this sudden marriage, but I wasn't pessimistic either. In these short 3 days, Ethan had left a genuinely good impression on me. He was the opposite of Austin. With me, Ethan never made jokes that would put me on the spot. His eyes held steady focus, never drifting. He tried to get to know me, what I liked, what I hated, yet still kept a comfortable distance. Marriage should be about 2 people, but somehow he made sure every detail was taken care of. I nudged Kyle with my elbow and for once gave him a rare compliment. You've got great taste, big brother, I'm impressed. He puffed up immediately. Obviously, with a brother as handsome and brilliant as me, you think I'd pick a bad brother-in-law. I humored him with a thumbs up, then lowered my voice. Someone like him, smart, accomplished, why would he agree to an arranged marriage with me? Kyle raised his brows, even more pleased with himself. Ethan been married to medicine his whole life. Love was just background noise to him. His family got anxious and asked us to look around. We introduced 10+ girls. He turned down every single one. Then he came to my birthday party, saw our family photo, and picked you at a glance. You wouldn't budge back then, but he waited. For years. If he didn't have that kind of patience, you wouldn't be this lucky now. I thought back, 2.5 years ago, right? Back when I still didn't know about Stella. No matter what my family said, I wouldn't agree. I blinked. Ethan knew I wasn't willing and still waited. I must have spaced out because Kyle flicked my forehead. Oh, before you left, Austin called. If you've got time, give him a call back. I nodded absently, with zero intention of calling. Seeing my reaction, Kyle finally let go of his last bit of suspicion. He's looked after you for years. There's at least some brotherly sentiment there. Since you're getting married, I invited him. He knows I'm getting married. Kyle squinted, trying to remember, then realized he'd forgotten to specify who was getting married. I narrowed my eyes and stared at him and signed. Once we finished picking the dress, both sides of the family found excuses to leave us alone for the evening. The sunset spilled like gold across the river. I was in a good mood and suggested a walk. There were lots of people by the water. Ethan stayed close to my right side to protect my injured hand, quietly shielding me from bumps. Street vendors lined the path, snacks, toys, balloons. I glanced twice at a sunflower-shaped balloon bouquet. Ethan caught it immediately, bought it, and placed it in my hands. A few kids stared at me with wide, envious eyes. I overheard one whisper, "How come that lady still likes balloons?" I got embarrassed. Ethan didn't. He bought 3 more bouquets and handed them to the kids seriously. "You are cute, she is cute, the balloons are cute, so why not? If it makes someone happy, anyone can have balloons." The kids blushed, said thank you, and ran off laughing. Ethan turned and found me staring. His gaze softened. "What is it?" I blinked out of it and shook my head. "It's been a while since I heard something that cute." "Then let's come out more when we can," he said. "The more you see, the more it'll help your work. Everyone, waiting for your next comic." I paused. "You know I draw, you've read my stuff." "Yes, of course," he said easily. "You're a good artist." It was the first time someone close to me had recognized that dream out loud. Looking at his face up close, steady and clear, something in me settled. "Have you read the latest one?" I asked, a little too casually. For a second he wasn't sure what to say, then chose honesty. "I have." It was the answer I expected, and somehow it put me at ease. Watching the sun slip lower, my voice turned light. "Let's grab coffee. There's something about that comic's real ending that I think you have the right to know." Meanwhile, Lily delivered the recorder looking conflicted. "Austin, maybe let it go. You waited 8 years. Some things aren't worth digging into for you or for her." Austin's face darkened. He knew then the truth was worse than he thought. That wavering heart sank into something pitch black. He snatched the device and hit play. "I still don't get it. Why did Stella suddenly break up and leave the country back then?" His mother talked to her, said the family would never accept her, and handed her a lot of money. She panicked, took the cash, and ran. Then she heard every girl he dated looked like her. She rushed back. Guess she never got over him. If she never got over him, why not just say it? Austin hasn't either. If she told him, they'd be back together by now. "You don't get it. That's called playing hard to get." Stella said only fights, only stirring up old pain from 8 years ago, would keep him tied to her for good. So it was money, that's why she left. Austin laughed once, cold and broken. Lily sighed and pulled up a video. In a hospital room, the guy I'd knocked out in the bar stared at the camera, terrified, voice shaking. It was Stella. She told me to mess with Miss Olivia, said she needed a lesson. Halfway through, Austin couldn't listen anymore. He grabbed the camera and threw it against the wall. The anger burning his face drained into ash. After a long while, he rasped, "Set something up. Invite everyone, no exceptions." The next day, the mountain villa outside the city was buzzing. All the young heirs and heiresses who ran with Austin had been invited and arrived on time. The entrance looked like a wedding scene. People traded glances. Is he proposing? They glanced around. No sign of the girlfriend he'd publicly acknowledged not long ago. Their eyes landed on Stella in her designer dress. Guess he chose his first love after all. Hearing the whispers, Stella's eyes shone with triumph. She knew it, he'd pick her in the end. Just as she imagined, when the party reached its peak, Austin finally appeared in a tailor-made suit. a romantic piano piece swelling out of nowhere. He walked toward her with a bouquet of red roses and took out a small velvet box. The lid flipped open. A 20-carat diamond flashed under the lights. Gasps rippled through the room. Isn't that the eternal heart, the one that sold for a record fortune? He's using that to propose. He must adore her. The praise made Stella glow. She lifted a hand to her lips and feigned surprise. Austin, this. He didn't answer. He stepped back, dropped to one knee, and lifted those infamous eyes, the ones that could wreck a heart with a single look. Will you marry me? The room exploded. Stella reached out, breathless. I do. The piano cut off mid-note. Guests turned, confused, looking for the sound tech. Nothing seemed broken. Slowly, all eyes shifted back to Austin. Stella pouted, a little annoyed. Austin, the music. I told them to stop, he said, standing up. When he looked up again, the smile was gone. Only ice remained. Everyone held their breath. Stella was still floating in the dream. She dropped her expression, playing coy. If you're going to be like that, then I won't say yes. Doesn't matter, Austin said, bored. Then he dropped the bomb. Because the person I want to propose to isn't you. The hall went dead silent. Stella trembled. What do you mean? Austin tossed the roses to the floor and snapped the ring box shut. I mean exactly what I said. You're not the one, Stella. He didn't spare her another glance, just turned to the guests and bowed with perfect manners. My apologies. Tonight was only a rehearsal. This Sunday, same time, same place, I'll be proposing to my girlfriend for real. I hope you'll all come witness it. The smart ones caught on immediately. This wasn't romance. It was humiliation. And everyone there was too happy to play along. They nodded, smiled, and even made a point to compliment the lucky Miss Olivia. The whispers slashed like knives. Stella snapped. She shoved over the champagne tower, glass and bubbles crashing to the floor. You dare humiliate me. You'll regret this. Austin didn't flinch as the cold spray hit him. He wiped his face with a handkerchief, eyes flat. Regret? I'm getting married soon. To what regret making you mad? He gave a faint, cruel laugh. We broke up 8 years ago. You're a girl with no family backing. What exactly is there to regret? The room tittered. The color drained from Stella's face. She hiked up her skirt and ran for the door, only to be stopped by police walking in. Stella, you're suspected of abetting an attempted murder. Please come with us. She stared, stunned. Slowly, she turned to Austin's gaze, frozen, glacial. Your companion and friends have turned themselves in, he said calmly. The footage is with the police. Tell the truth and try for leniency. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to die in the prison. By Thursday night, I still hadn't called him back. Austin was a bundle of nerves, drinking in silence. Lily tried to comfort him. She's just mad. Go coax her. Olivia loves you too much to really leave. I bet she even had Kyle invite you to the wedding. She's giving you an out. Austin finally exhaled. At 9 sharp, he headed to the airport. Lily drove him. At a red light, she glanced at the gift boxes in the back seat and teased. All this for a college roommate's wedding. Even dug up the old man's treasures. If I get married, don't you dare shortchange me. He tossed a sandalwood bead bracelet into her lap. Roommate? That's my future brother-in-law. Once I propose, we'll be family. Of course I'm bringing something good. Ooh, already calling him brother-in-law. You stole the man's sister without a word. When you show up, you'll get skinned alive. He actually smiled. He decided this trip had 2 goals: congratulate Kyle, so he thought, and come clean to the family. As long as I forgave him and agreed to marry him, he'd take any punishment and be grateful. The wedding was at the biggest outdoor venue in my hometown. At 9 a.m., the manager was told to move 1 table of guests near the exit and increase security. By 10, Austin and 2 old dorm mates arrived. They were led to a table far from the stage. Really, Kyle? Austin grumbled, snapping a photo of their distant seats and texting it to him. Drag us across the country for this view. No reply. He figured Kyle was busy. 1 minute before the ceremony, Kyle replied, I put you by the stage myself. Before Austin could react, the music started. A man in a black suit walked to center stage. Austin squinted, nudged his friend. Is that Kyle? Both friends stared at him. Why would he be up there? He's not the groom. He's not. No, it's Ethan. Of course Austin knew the name. Young, brilliant, the kind of man elders loved to brag about. but their families had never interacted. Ethan's getting married. Kyle invited me. Is the Jiang family marrying off their daughter? And the Jiangs only had one daughter. The bride appeared. His two friends stood, raising their glasses with a soft whistle. First time we met Olivia, she was still in high school. Time flies. The glass slipped in Austin's hand as the name hit him. He lunged to his feet, grabbed his friend's arm. The bride is Olivia, Kyle's sister. They blinked. Yeah, why else would we be here? It's Olivia and Ethan's wedding. You didn't know. Austin's brain detonated. Blood roared in his ears. He threw the chair aside and sprinted for the stage. Security moved instantly. By the time he reached the center aisle, the rings were being exchanged. The MC lifted the mic. Do you, the bride, take? Do. The word ripped out of him, raw and jagged. Heads turned, confused, curious, annoyed. I glanced over, cool and steady, then looked back to Ethan. I took the mic and smiled up at him. I do. The disturbance barely dented the ceremony. Security escorted Austin out. The wedding flowed on. Only 4 men's faces changed. The 4 who used to share one dorm room. Backstage, Kyle must have sensed something. His face darkened, and he strode out, only to run straight into a wild-eyed Austin and 2 confused friends trying to hold him back. Kyle grabbed Austin by the collar, voice like ice. Who was it for Austin? Who were you talking to? Austin stared at him, dazed, then finally focused and ground out, Olivia. All the doubt Kyle had been carrying settled into place. He smiled without warmth. And who are you, exactly? What gives you the right to say that to my sister? I'm her boyfriend. The words weren't even finished before Kyle's fist smashed into his face. I asked you to look after her. This is what you call looking after. 6 years and you never said a word to me. What am I to you? What is she to you? On stage, the MC called for the groomsmen's speech 3 times before they finally scrambled up. I spotted Kyle at the end of the line, cheek bruised, shirt torn. My smile faltered. He felt my gaze, bared his teeth in something like a grin, and formed the words silently. Big day. Smile, I'm fine. I mouthed back a brighter one. Kyle scratched his head at the mic, sheepish. Got a little too excited and took a spill. Sorry about that. I had notes prepared, but I lost them. I'll just wing it. Even though I'm up here as a groomsman, I'm actually the bride's brother, Kyle, 4 years older than Olivia. We've been arguing since we were kids. She's gentle with everyone except me, and I used to tease her a lot, made her upset more times than I can count. Today, my sister is starting a new family with my good friend. I'm happy and a little sad, but as her brother, I should pass down some life advice. If you trip, it's okay. Get back up and the wound will heal. I didn't protect you well enough before and you got hurt. From today on, in front of everyone here, I promise, I won't let anyone bully you again. Will you forgive your brother? He was crying by the end. Most guests thought he just couldn't let his sister go and smiled kindly. Only I understood what he meant. My chest ached, eyes burning. Ethan leaned to me and whispered, warm as sunlight, go. I ran straight into my brother's arms. After the wedding, I changed into something simple and went home with Ethan. As we stepped through the back door, I saw Austin a few yards away, face swollen, cuts on his cheek. Suddenly, Kyle's torn shirt made sense. Austin rushed toward me, but Ethan stopped him 5 steps away. Austin was shaken and furious, voice low and dangerous. Move, Ethan. I'm not here for you. I know, Ethan said mildly. I'm telling you my wife doesn't want to see you. Wife, the word hit Austin like a punch. He grabbed Ethan by the collar, rage twisting his face. You looking for a fight? Ethan flicked his gaze to Austin's wrist, eyes cooling. You sure? Friendly reminder, old injury in your left wrist. 1 good hit and you're done. Wanna risk your racing career? Austin opened his mouth. I cut in. Ethan, wait in the car, I'll handle this. Ethan didn't want to leave me alone with him, but he respected my choice. He walked to the car and watched from a distance. I waved to let him know I was fine, then turned back to Austin with a calm, flat voice. You saw the breakup letter. I'm married now. Let's not meet again. If you've got something to say it all today. The color drained from his face. Panic flickered in his eyes. Olivia, I never agreed to the breakup. It doesn't count. Come back to the city with me. I'm ready to propose. You promised you. Only ever marry me, remember. He pulled out a blinding ring with shaking hands. I lifted my right hand, the injured one. He took one look and dropped his gaze in shame. After a long silence, he rasped, "I'm sorry." I didn't need an apology. The scabbed-over wound barely hurt anymore. I just wanted him to see what rested above the scar. The ring Ethan and I chose together, a 10-carat sapphire. Not as flashy as Austin, but the moment I saw it, I knew. When he bought it, Ethan told me, "Since the year I first saw your photo, I had this strange feeling we'd spend our lives together. It sounds absurd, but when I choose, I don't change. Not for things, not for people. Please trust me, just this once." I'd only said 3 words back then. So do I. When I decide something that can't be undone, I don't look back. When I choose the person I'll walk with, I give him a real chance. Austin and I had been wrong from the very start. It took me 8 years to realize it. I wouldn't make the same mistake twice. I met his eyes, steady and clear. "Austin, you never loved me. You loved the faint shadow of Stella you saw in me. I'm not breaking up to throw a tantrum, and I'm not waiting for you to coax me. I'm leaving because I don't love you anymore. You said it yourself. If it's a lie, it doesn't deserve forgiveness. You lied to me for 6 years. I don't want to forgive you. I don't want to hate you either. I just want to cut ties clean." Every word landed like a blade. He shook his head, refusing to accept it. I didn't look at him. I looked at the man waiting for me in the distance. "I have a new family, a new life. If you feel even a shred of guilt, leave my hometown. Don't appear in front of me again. Let's forget each other." I walked away. I didn't look back. The summer evening was still warm. Ethan took my hand as we strolled along the slate blue road. The breeze rolled through the trees like waves of green. For the first time, summer felt beautiful. I glanced at the streetlights flickering on, then at Ethan. "How much farther? Don't tell me you're going to wear out your bride on day 1. He laughed and tugged me into a light jog. We reached a villa, pushed open the door, and I stopped, stunned. A garden blazing with royal poinciana, blossoms like falling fire. My eyes lit up. I spun with my skirt gathered in my hands as a soft wind sent petals drifting down, like I'd stepped into a dream. Ethan didn't take his eyes off me. When I finally slowed, he pulled me into his arms, a springtide warmth in his gaze. I waved my fingers in front of his eyes. "What are you thinking?" "Thinking about whether tomorrow we rest or go try my mom's cooking," he murmured, smiling. "Thinking about what the house still needs, whether you'll feel at home." He kept rambling until my head spun. I rose on my toes and squeezed his cheeks. "In a place this romantic, can you think about something else?" He chuckled, voice low and gentle. "Then, can I kiss my wife?"